Hi, we're going to take a look at grading the FRQ from 2010, problem number 2, which is about a radio station playing rock and roll songs. In the stem of the question, they tell us a little bit about the distribution of lengths of these songs. It has a mean length of 3.9 minutes with a standard deviation of 1.1 minutes. And A says, describe the sampling distribution of the sample mean song lengths for a random sample of 40 rock and roll songs. So it tells you it's a sampling distribution. So as soon as you see that, you can probably grab out that formula sheet and know what the sampling distributions, mean and standard deviation formulas are going to be. Now, there are 40 songs right here. You know that the distribution is going to be normally distributed. And so the first part of the answer that we're looking for is that you need to recognize the shape. And the shape of the sampling distribution will be approximately normal. So what I'm looking for is the words approximately normal or nearly normal. All right? So this person gets a point for saying that it's going to be nearly normal because sampling distributions are means will be nearly normal, especially when you know that n, the sample size, is greater than or equal to 30 because of this DLT and all that. Okay? So in this case, we are looking for a nearly normal or approximately normal distribution. Now, if you just said normal and you did not preface it with nearly or approximately, you would not receive credit. You would have to put an X here. Saying it's absolutely normal would be incorrect. Now we also have to get the mean and the standard deviation from the formula chart. The mean of x bar is equal to mu, which is 3.9. So that's going to be check. And the standard deviation is sigma over the square root of n. So we use the 1.1 given for the population standard deviation, divided by the square root of 40, which is the sample size. And the standard deviation is 0.17 minutes. And that would be the third check here. Okay? So what I'm also looking for is the right symbol. Mu of x bar, check. Sigma of x bar, check. I just want to make sure you have the right symbols going on. You can get those from your formula chart too. So that means my person got 5 out of 5 for this particular problem. Go ahead and check yours, however number out of 5 that you got. Now, part B for this particular problem, there are 2 possible solutions that would give you full credit. And the first one is the one that I think I thought of first, is using the sampling distribution kind of format. So for the first way of solving this particular problem, I'm going to take a look at it, is recognizing that if you have a total of 160 minutes for 40 songs, that means the average of each individual song is going to be approximately 4 minutes in length. Okay? So that's sort of what we're looking for. That if we exceed that, that's when we're going to go over our 160-minute limit, and that's what we're trying to find out. So we're going to set up a normal distribution based on our answer for part A, that it's a normal model. The mean song length is 3.9 with a standard deviation of 0.174. So if you recognize that, give yourself a check. Okay? And that you also shaded that if it's on the right-hand side of 4, that's what we're looking for. That would be the second check. Okay? So now we're going to take a look at the actual solution here. P of the mean length is greater than 4. Check. Got to calculate the standard deviation, so P of Z would be greater than 0.57. Check. Normal CDF from 0.57 to 999. Check. And then the answer here is 0.2843. That would be the probability that we exceed that 160-minute limit based on the per song value. Okay? So in this particular problem, there are 6 checks that we're looking for. I got 6 out of 6 right here. You look at yours. Now, this is one of the 2 different ways that we can solve the problem. You might have remembered that, you could divide to find out what the average song length would have to be to stay in with that 160 minutes. But guys, there's another way we can solve this particular problem. All right? We can use random variables also. So this one, if you did it another way, not this way, we're going to take a look at the 6 checks you can get for that. So I'm going to go down here and move my answer up to find the other option. And that means recognizing within 40 40 minutes and playing 40 songs, we actually have 40 independent songs. Song number 1, song number 2, song number 3, all the way up to the 40th song. Now one song, which is X, would have a mean of 3.9 and a standard deviation of 1.1, and that was given to you in the stem of the problem. But if we do it in terms of a group of 40 songs, that means we have 40 independent means that we're going to add together. 3.9 plus 3.9 plus 3.9, all the way to the last one. So 43.9, and that means for 40 songs, that the mean song length is going to be, for the total of 40 songs, is 156 minutes. And the standard deviation we would have to get by using the Pythagorean theorem of statistics, because each one of these songs would have a standard deviation of 1.1. So put 40 of them together, we're going to get the square root of 40 times 1.1 quantity squared. And that means that the standard deviation of the total of 40 songs is 6.957 minutes. Okay? So we're changing the construct right here. Instead of basing it on one song, it's going to be basing it on a total of 40 songs. So that means the mean is 156, the standard deviation is 6.957, a check mark for that. Okay? So now we know that if it exceeds 160 minutes, that's the probability that we're trying to find. So we're going to mark the 156. Here's 160. Exceeding that would be our shading to the right-hand side. That would be a check. All right. So now the probability of, now this X right here, I'm going to make sure I put a little T right here because it's the total of 40 songs, not just one individual song, is greater than 160. Calculate a Z-score. Z is greater than 0.575, check mark for that. Normal CDF from 0.575 to 999, give yourself a check. And then the answer is 0.283, same answer about. That would be the 6th check. So 6 out of 6 for this particular problem. So either way you do it, you're going to get the same answer. It's just a different way of approaching the problem. All right. So now to go over the other side, there are 11 different points you can get for this particular problem. My person got 11 out of 11, and that would be the end of grading this particular problem for rock and roll songs.